It's pretty rare that I come in costume, but we're going to be painting patterns. They're everywhere, from your tiles to even things like your sweater. Speaking of which, I think some of the most fascinating patterns are found on animals. So today I'm going to show you how to paint 3 animal patterns. The 4th I need to still work on. It's not quite ready yet. For the first one, we want to take a yellowish color. I chose a yellow ochre type color, and I'm just going to cover this all over the background. This doesn't need to be perfect because animals have some variations, and painting nature, it can be natural. On the second, we're going to cover the whole thing in an orange. You could do a variation of orange. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. The third one, we're going to leave bare and just have the white paper. Then we want to let these dry or make them dry. Once dry, we're going to fill a clean brush with a nice kind of brownish or reddish brown color, and we're going to make just random blob shapes. Vary the size of these a bit and just let your brush kind of make the shapes as you go across them. Wash your brush and fill it with a really concentrated version of a black or a gray color, and we're just going to squiggle on 2 sides of each of these shapes. I started doing this before it was fully dried, but you can see that some of these it dried a little bit more. It's okay. It could be either wet, it could be dry, but we just want to squiggle on either side of them. Again, nature is natural, so just go with the flow. We've completed one, the cheetah pattern. For the next one, I'm going to switch to a different type of brush. This is a 1/2" angle brush, and we're going to be making tiger stripes. And the beauty of this angle brush is that we can kind of twist and push. So the differing pressure will create these kind of more natural type shapes, and the twisting will add a little variation. Tiger stripes are kind of long, and they have a lot of variation in how thick or thin they are. They also often have some of these kind of V shapes in them. The key to this is to go with your gut, as well as to vary the pressure, vary how long these are, and then vary kind of the shapes of them. And then we've completed the second, tiger stripes. For the third one, it's going to be a variation of this, but we're going to be doing zebra stripes or zebra stripes, depending on where you live. Again, I'm going to be using that same 1/2" angle brush for this and filling my brush with a really dark gray or black color. The main difference between zebra stripes and tiger stripes is that the zebra stripes are a little bit smoother and they're also a little bit more up and down. I am going to start by making one of those little V-type shapes because some of them have that. For these stripes, I'm going to focus a little bit more on just using the pressure of the brush to make kind of the thicker and thinner bits of it, and do a little bit less twisting so that I don't get quite as much irregularities on the edges of them. I'll also move a little bit slower and a little more intentionally just to keep these a little bit smoother than the ones above. For both the zebra stripes and the tiger stripes, I find it's a little bit easier to actually create one, maybe a little bit more in the middle, not exactly in the middle, and then work around it to kind of fill in the gaps. Because sometimes when I work from one side to the other, they start to be really repetitive, whereas if I start kind of in the middle and then work outwards from both sides, they fill in a little more naturally. And just like that, we've painted 3 different animal patterns with watercolor.